No,
Yeah.
you didn't, because we're listening, and you can get it after.
Yeah, so we're just chatting about wine. Thanks for joining me, Carrie and Jay. I wanted to talk about our most recent trip. And I want to just ask you a few questions about why you joined the trip with Truly Italy.
Okay.
First thing, like why did you join? What made you say yes?
We knew we wanted to travel to Europe,
Uh-huh.
and since it's Jay's big 65th birthday year, and I remember when you first started your company, I went, and it was more yoga, and I'm like, I'm gonna go with you someday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember.
And so when I told Jay, I said, so Katie has this week in Tuscany, this is the time, maybe we should do it. And he said, okay, well, I booked it like right away. And he's like, oh, you did it already. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. So you were, basically because I've been talking about Italy since I've met you. So
yes. And you've lived there, and your husband is Italian, and we knew that we'd be in good hands.
Yes, that's awesome. Did you have any doubts about coming with us or fears about traveling to Europe or to Italy because you guys don't speak? Was there any thoughts on that or no?
I'll let you answer that.
I guess a little concern about the language. Currency. You hear things about there'd be pockets, stuff like that. And none of that really was significant at all. So so that was a lot of, we prepared a bunch of things for that, which were never really never used. So and then how you gonna get around, and that was coordinated and arranged. So that was really, how's this all gonna work?
Yeah. Okay. So you felt like taken care of then when you were with us and being prepared for all those things because
of
the chats we had before, we had a call before. So you felt comfortable then to come with us.
Yeah. And then you also had your hands-on white glove type concierge service that make sure that everything was, taken care of every day.
Yeah.
So,
and I think Carrie Mo looked at that. Maybe you guys both did together, but that webpage that I had all those videos and like tips, did you guys find that helpful?
I found it very helpful because we knew that we were meeting you and Stefano at a certain place, but you didn't take care of our travel part before then.
Yes.
That was up to us. And so like I watched Traintalia is the train system because I knew we had to get there, and so that was very helpful. I watched all of those.
Yes, good
videos.
I'm glad that's so helpful to know that those were useful for you because a lot of people, when they go on a trip, they usually don't look at that stuff and then they're like, oh my God, like I have to learn how to go take the trains. So, so how, after now a couple months, how are you feeling about the trip overall? Like what is the feeling you get when you think about it?
I thought it was very special. I mean, very remarkable. The whole experience was overwhelming, but yet it was very intimate and very chill at times.
Yeah. Good.
It was great. I just have such fond memories, and I think back of certain things will like peak memory. I'm like, oh yeah. And we have talked this up because people are like, well, how did you do that? And I'm like, well, because it was all taken care of. We had a driver, and we knew where to go. We were like in, because Tuscany, where we were, was very, I would call it rural.
Yeah. Yes.
And like Stefano honking the horn on these hairpin turns, make sure we don't hit anybody. And we would have never known how to do that and negotiating all those turnabouts. And
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was just, then you
Yes.
guys speak fluent.
Yes.
We were in very good hands. White glove service. That's a great way to.
That's very nice to say. Yeah, I mean, and the fact that you guys called us mom and dad, which I found out later, which was very funny.
Considering we're old enough to be your parents.
Yeah,
biologically.
I know what Kelsey was telling me about that. I'm like, oh my God. What's the number one thing that you loved the most about the trip? If you could pick one.
Ooh.
One activity, one thing, one dish, I don't know, whatever it is.
Yeah.
The cooking class.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That was very special.
That was special.
And in fact, that whole day, but the cooking class was the coolest.
Yes. Yeah. What
Mhm.
about you?
Well, I enjoyed that too. And when I was like in the kitchen.
Yeah, I know. It was hot.
Yeah, when I was like,
It was a hot kitchen. Well,
I loved going to Casa Lucci.
yes.
And that was just really cool too. And just the care, even like the winery we went to after the cooking class, just
Yeah.
the care and these beautiful glasses
Yeah.
and just like setting this beautiful table. And we're like practically on picnic tables, but
Yeah.
I mean, we went from probably the most rural setting and pretty casual winery.
Yeah.
And, we kind of stepped it up and it went, but just, I mean, it was just like, we felt so taken care of then. It's like, we're special. You're taking this time and just, I mean, I'm thinking, man, they must have like 4 dishwashers in there with, because these big, beautiful goblets and stuff. It was just,
Yeah.
it was so beautiful and everybody was so friendly and explaining things. And it was awesome.
That's great. That's amazing. That's one of my favorite vineyards too. Casa Lucci, yes, as well.
Yeah.
And Monteverale, that was a good one too.
Yeah.
And then lastly, like, why would you recommend people to join an upcoming trip?
It's very stressless.
Like it.
We went places that we would normally not be able to go, and that we're off the beaten path, not a normal tourist type thing.
Yeah. Okay.
And made it very intimate and personal. Very, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just, yeah. I mean, there was that San
Galgano?
No, not that.
San
Yeah.
Gimignano.
I mean, that was probably the most commercial place that we went.
Yeah. That's
First,
yeah.
And even that was charming in its own way too. It was just so
well, we wanted to see some of the sites, but it was very well balanced.
Yeah.
And then how we were escorted and chaperoned by mom and dad to get to these places, and they get home and then get set up. It was just very enjoyable. Yeah.
So very easy, relaxing, like taken care of. You felt relaxed throughout the week, right? Like,
yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Good.
Mhm.
Awesome.
And when I think back, like we packed a lot in,
We did.
it's
We
like
did.
we were like staying up late.
Yeah.
Others were.
Yes, not
I don't think anyone really was.
No.
Yeah.
It was and it was fun to get to know new people too.
Right. Yeah. How did that feel like when you guys were, because obviously we met over a video call.
Yeah.
None of you guys really knew each other. You might have seen each other in passing, maybe not at like chamber events, maybe, I don't know, but still, how did that feel like coming into a home, like apart from sharing a bathroom, but like just being together at a table, like of people that you just got to know throughout the week? How did that feel?
I loved it.
I know.
I loved it.
It was a great part of the trip.
And it added a whole cool, different wrinkle to it also.
Mhm.
You know, just sitting around the table and
Yeah.
having little conversations around the pool, or
Yeah.
it was
Cool.
it was great. And even though we had not met Kevin and Claudia on that, we knew that they were, and we had you had set up the WhatsApp ahead of time. So, and that helped a lot, because as they're like coming into Rome to get on the train, we're texting each other while we're using this app, and I've never seen them before. Seen Claudia's picture, but it was like, hey, we're on the train's on platform blah blah blah. So they knew, because it was kind of tucked away in the Florence train station. But I mean, we got in, they got in the same car. I looked at Kevin, he looked at me, and we just knew that we were like, even though we were, it was like other Americans and stuff too, but it was just like,
Yeah. And I think that's amazing, because the goal of these trips are like connection is one, like to be connected with people, the intimacy, which Jay, you've touched on, relaxing, and just being very like taken care of throughout the week. Like that's like most of our values, even more so. But so I'm really happy that you guys came. Hope to see you on another trip. And spread the word. We've got more coming up. Awesome. Thank you so much, Jay and Carrie.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.